Good morning. Hayom Yom Chof Tammuz. So in the year that Hayom Yom was published in 1943, so Chof Tammuz was Shabbos Mevarchim of. Additionally, it was the second of the three Shabbosim in the 3 weeks. So the Rebbe tells us that because it's Shabbos Mevarchim, we should do like on every Shabbos Mevarchim, we should wake up early in the morning and say the whole Tehillim, and we should make sure to have our bring-ins on that day. Additionally, since it's the second of the three Shabbos in between of the 3 weeks, and since this time is a very sad time, a very mournful time, so because of that, during these 3 Shabbosim, we read 3 special Haftorahs for this time. That fits the mood and fits the time and is appropriate for the time. And the Rebbe says, since this is the second of these Shabbosim, we should read the second of these 3 Haftorahs, which begins with the words Shimu. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Shema Dvar Hashem, that's how it begins. And he said, right, okay, so begin that Haftarah Shema Dvar Hashem. Now, since these Haftarahs are very sad and very mournful, so it's our custom to end off with psukim that are very happy psukim, very comforting psukim. Now, the Ashkenazim and the Sephardim differ with regards to the second Haftarah, which psukim you should end off with. So the Rebbe tells us that we follow the Sephardim tradition, and that is we end off with the psukim, the first and second pasuk of the 4th parak of Yirmiyahu. In the rest of the Hayom Yom, the Rebbe is quoting from a letter of the Friediker Rebbe, and the Friediker Rebbe wrote this letter to the Minahal of the Yeshiva of Chicago. And the Friediker Rebbe was writing to him, and it's very important to him, and he wants the Maamarim to go around in the community and to say Maamarim in the different shoals and in the community. And it's really special, it's really powerful for the Maamarim to say Maamarim. And then the Friediker Rebbe told him how all the Rabbeim, all the Chabad Rabbeim used to have certain Maamarim that they said, not for the sake of sharing great new novel ideas, but rather they had Maamarim they said just for the purpose of cleansing and purifying the world, purifying the atmosphere and the air of the world and the environment of the world. And they each had a few Maamarim that they would say, they would rotate, and every 2 or 3 years they would say one of these Maamarim when they felt the world was getting a little bit too toxic and a little bit too unhealthy and a little bit too impure. They would say one of these Maamarim. And he's demonstrating basically the power of saying a Maamar, and perhaps he's even suggesting that the Bachram should specifically say these specific Maamarim. And then he told him that one of the few Maamarim the Alter Rebbe had that he designated to purify the world with is the Maamar known as Hecholtzu, which is printed in Likkutei Torah. And that Maamar in Likkutei Torah, Hecholtzu, without the Hagais, that is one of his Maamarim that he used to use to purify the world. Then he said one of the Maamarim of the Untitled Rebbe is, so in the Untitled Rebbe has a sefer Derech HaChaim, and in Derech HaChaim there's a very, very long Maamar, which begins with the words Kol Echad Ve'echad Eimer L'Kai Neshama. And the first 10 chapters of that Maamar, so while it's been incorporated into this long Maamar, really it's a standalone Maamar, or it's the contents of a standalone Maamar known as Yafa Sha'achas. And that standalone Maamar, Yafa Sha'achas, used to be one of the Maamarim the Untitled Rebbe used to use to purify the world. And then one of the Maamarim that the Tzemach Tzedek used to use to purify the world was Hine Matev, printed in Likkutei Torah. Then one of the Maamarim of the Rebbe Marash, which he used to purify the world, was Mi Kamecha Balaam. And one of the Maamarim that the Rebbe Rashab used to use to purify the world was a very famous Maamar, V'yadaita Hayom Moskva, V'yadaita Hayom, which was said in Moscow. That's one of the Maamarim he used to use. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.